Wanderers, welcome to the Wandering Dutchman podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Velpen Trucking and Disposal. It has been a long winter, and there is a real good chance that you've acquired a bunch of junk that you don't need. Instead of allowing that junk to pile up, go ahead and call Velpen Trucking and Disposal and get you a roll-off container for some good old-fashioned spring cleaning. A common question is, what size of roll-off container do I need? A common answer is, how much junk did you acquire? Velpen has 20, 30, and 40 cubic yard containers for you to fill up. Convenient drop-off and pick-up. Give Velpen Trucking and Disposal a call today, 812-354-3280, or check them out online and just search Velpen Trucking and Disposal.
The Wandering Dutchman podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wandering Dutchman podcast, coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
The Wandering Dutchman. Yeah, yeah. The Wandering Dutchman. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wandering Dutchman podcast, coming to you from Smoker's Lounge. We are brought to you by our friends at Velpen Trucking and Disposal. Give the gang there a call for your spring cleanup needs. If you're like these guys, and me included, we got a bunch of junk, and we got to get rid of it. So give our friends a call at Velpen Disposal.
Yeah.
I just found it.
Fellas, we're back in the saddle.
Here we go.
If you listened to last week's episodes, our friend, the great white hunter that she is, Allison Hunter Vogus.
Yeah.
Good reception from that. She
Oh,
had a
yeah.
blast. A lot of fun. I guess she's going to be a guest bacon judge coming up for our next recording night. Right, Dave?
I don't know. I heard that, and then last Sunday, Brother Love tagged Jenna back in as a bacon guest judge. So maybe they'll have to fight for it. I don't know.
Jenna doesn't even like bacon.
She likes bacon.
She likes Dave's bacon.
That's right.
She loves that pork.
I'm a badass. State law.
State law. Smoke Dragon, what's an update? What's going on, buddy?
Well, butchering is finally in the books for the year. We finished smoking 135 pounds of bacon last weekend. So that was good, to have happen there. Ready to be done with it for a year.
I did. It's going to be a problem for future me, but current me dedicated myself to helping butchering next year.
Hell yeah.
And I don't want some bitch job. I want to be in the fray.
There is no bitch jobs in butchering.
Okay. And I just want somebody to just I don't want any of it, except maybe like somebody to make me a steak night of, like fresh off the bone.
We did it down there, and that may be the best steak I've ever had in my whole life.
Yeah, so good that it makes you eat your Zen pouches.
Knock your socks off.
And then you went bonkers for a few days there.
Well, it happened.
Lost 15 pounds. Hey, you kept that 15 off?
I've gained about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of it back, but that's been a couple weeks.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, my britches are all fitting looser. My shirts aren't as tight, so I breathe better other than it's cold.
Yeah, you sound like shit still.
I feel a lot better, though. I actually
Good.
woke up this morning bushy-eyed and bright-tailed and, got to work. Real shit day at work today, but today's my Friday. I'm off tomorrow to do some choring.
Speaking of bushies, we got 2 of them in the crowd.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
2 bushies don't make a bushel. Barrel?
Two bushies don't make a tree.
There.
That's what it is.
working. Great.
Neighbor Doug. The shirt, we got a shirt design we're going to work on when our designer comes back from the island that she's on. But you got to get away. You got to sharpen the axe.
I didn't know our
a bit.
designer was on an island.
But yeah, that's where
Okay.
I sent her all that stuff, and she's like, I'm working on it, I promise, but I'm getting ready to go to the island for like a week.
Nice.
I was like, don't worry about us.
About 8 weeks or so until me and my lovely bride make our getaway to an island.
Was that down there at Punta Cana?
Punta Cana. I was looking at the
Isn't that bitch in Spanish?
Hey, your little pale red skin, cancered ass is going to have to really lay on the old sunscreen.
Well, now here's what I found
Should have
out.
seen. You remember him at the island?
Yeah.
Redder than the end of a dog's dick.
Should have went to the fucking burn unit.
Yeah.
Well, I found out I got a swirly tub on my patio, my ocean view, so I might just get pickled in a little whirly tub.
Oh, Jesus.
It's covered, though.
What a cess.
Hey, what happened to the Wandering Dutchman podcast? Well, Dave got drunk and drowned in 3 feet of water.
It'd be like a jellyfish farm after they get.
Man, I tell you what, that'd be a hell of a way to go.
I feel bad for that poor fella who's got to come clean that filter every 48 hours.
Bring his hairnet. You don't want to get no.
God dang.
This is Sweet 1305. Our old little whirly bird.
What was that?
Whirly bird.
What was that show back on the Nickelodeon channel when we were kids? They called it, what was that, gack? You know, that real stringy shit that just gack. God dang, never seen a filter like this. Goddamn American.
Well, I came up in between, I'm sure you guys will get to me and ask what's going on, but came up after you guys got done smoking the bacon and that aroma. Now, I'm not going to be biased in this. It's not going to happen. I got to stay on the straight and narrow.
But, I can't wait to tell somebody that their bacon sucks.
Well, I know who you're going to tell it to just because.
You won't know which one.
Yeah, it's going to be completely blind draw. I hope. I hope it's not tainted.
We're going to go buy a third, like Smithfield or something that most folks will just go buy.
I'm just going to
neutralizer.
Maybe we cut that out and we're going to go buy Merkley's bacon.
Well, no, because we want
I did that on
bacon.
purpose. So I would feel terrible if.
Oh, no.
I'm not saying it would happen, but
you're saying your bacon is as good as Merkley's?
No, he's trying to say that Merkley's bacon could potentially be the shit bacon out of the bunch. So that's why we don't include
Michelle prefers our bacon over Merkley.
We need to edit that out.
That's what I would say, too, if I was tugging your cock.
She does love me.
So 8 weeks. So that's 2 months. So you're going to Punta Cana in May?
So the warden turns 40 on April 20th. Is it
Cana or Kana?
Kana.
She turns...
Is it Nambia or Nambia?
Get back into neither. It's Namibia. That blew my mind. So, I had no clue for the long.
We could tell you had no clue.
I had no idea where she was.
The girl that had spent a month there, you're like, Nambia, right? Nope, that's not what it's called. It's Nambia.
That was wild.
So we fly out on April 27th. We'll get there the evening of the 27th. And then Jenna turns 40 on the 28th.
Oh,
she'll wake up on her 40th birthday there. And
with a headache and a backache, right, big guy?
That's right.
Punta Cana. Right. But yeah. So
I can, when the crew's got to go up there and do the old turn down service, they're in for a surprise.
I had a lot of basketball last weekend.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, Eleanor, Evelyn, and Maxwell, 3 different gyms, 3 separate game times, and Justine had to work. So, Grandma and Grandpa, Mama and Papa.
There you go.
They stepped up to the plate. Each week we divided and conquered.
Well, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. So my mom took Max, I took Ellie, and Dad took Evelyn. And I got to take a little trip back in time.
Okay.
And go to St. Bernard Catholic Church.
There you go.
In beautiful downtown Rockport, Indiana. And if you've never been into St. Bernard Catholic Church,
it's a wild
Catholic gym. It is.
I think when I helped
this room here may be bigger.
When I helped old Gary Wayne, I think that might have been 6th grade basketball. We did a 6th grade tournament down there.
Yeah.
And you walk in and it's culture shock.
Yeah, there's no 3-point lines.
Which is good. Back to the game.
There's 2 half-court lines.
Yep.
Just wait.
5 foot off the end each side.
Yeah, there's 2 half-court lines, no 3-point lines, and there's 2 bleachers on each side of the sidelines. And I could sit on the bottom bleacher and touch my back to the wall from the top. Like, it is insanely small. It's
modest.
It's wild.
Modest.
I would have probably paid $200 for a pair of 3M Classics when I was down there. Earplugs, earplugs, yellow ones, the 3M Classics.
Yep.
Now, if they had those 3Ms with the pink stripe in the middle, those long dongers, those are my favorites. I got deep ear canals, real deep. Yeah.
got to get down in there.
Mhm.
Use most of the Q-tip, I guess.
Oh yeah, I can bury that baby to the knuckle. Yeah.
That's probably not.
When's
a
your
good thing.
favorite time to Q-tip?
Really anytime.
You really got to do it after a hot shower when the wax is wet.
I like doing it while I poop.
Is
Have we
that-
talked about this?
No, we have
No.
not.
You know, like
news
the
to
whole
everybody.
cleanliness is next to godliness. you know?
Multitasking while you shit.
Like,
You brushing your
When
teeth
you're
too,
extruding-
asshole?
Folks at home, you're hearing this first.
I don't know what it is, but when you're cleaning out your bowels and cleaning out your ears all at the same time, like there's just something about it, like gives me goosebumps.
You are a weird motherfucker.
Sometimes when you get too deep in your ear holes, it'll make you cough.
Well, it makes me.
And I feel like
Eyes wincing.
and I feel like when you get down in there and you get too close to the drum, that's kind of like your body's like get the out of there type alarm. And then when you cough, your bowels, like that's a good way to get anal fissures and hemorrhoids because like you really bear down. You know what I mean? Like that's
I've never coughed and crapped.
That's a hell of a problem.
It's a
I'd
wild.
like
Well,
to
I've
try
never-
those candle. You know, when you burn it and it just makes the vacuum.
Yep. We've seen those too. Justine's got one of those.
That'd be good content. We should
Justine's
do that.
got one of them Chinese made.
Meat grinders.
Nope, ear things that you hook Bluetooth to your phone.
Oh, video camera.
Yeah, but it's got like a wax extractor
Oh God.
that attaches to it as well. So like you can see, it's crazy. I might actually have a photo of Eleanor's or Evelyn's eardrum. She's got a perforated eardrum. Matter of fact, she has to have surgery on it.
Oh no.
But it's like it's pretty wild. It was like $20 on Amazon.
I bet you could use that to get some of them
Nose
boogers
hairs.
in there that's been there. No,
Yeah.
just the stuff you
Oh.
can't ever blow out. You know, you could probably just go up there and, you know.
That makes me want to gag thinking about it.
Exactly right.
Are we ready? What'd you do? We talked about
He
you.
smelled
didn't you?
bacon.
We did?
Yeah, you said
Well,
you
you just
smelled
said you sniffed my
bacon.
bacon.
Oh, well, we threw a surprise party.
Hell yeah.
Oh, God
That's
bless
what we
how
did Saturday. No,
forgot.
we were here Saturday. There was people here Saturday.
Well, after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I said nobody had been
Hey,
here since Thursday. I
The
forgot.
dangum taco bar,
Yeah.
banger.
Well, I'll let you see the bill for that.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
yikes.
And I was like, how much you spend? Yeah, we could probably go on that Punta Cana trip there with the smoke. No, it was good.
That grilled chicken was great.
She's worth it. Yeah, we've been eating it for a couple of days now. Yeah, it was good. It was crazy. Everybody's like, how'd you get it all worked out? And a big shout out. Obviously, my brother, my dad helped out a lot. Amy, they kind of took the kids so I could do a lot of running to get stuff ready. And then Kendall and Kyle Stuckey, they were big help. Amy McHugh, she painted the nice Janelle 40th. That was up there kind of at the top. But, sign gypsies. If you guys, gentlemen sitting here in the lounge, if you ever need a sign that's really going to impress them, sign gypsies there. The Lucre ladies. I don't think Janelle realized the birthday party was for her until she saw
Absolutely
Janelle
clueless.
there. Yeah. So the
The look of like, what's the word for it? Like dumbfoundedness?
yes, yeah, dumbfounded. So it worked out perfect. I had this plan concocted for a long time of Chris and Amy take the kids to dad's, give them their clothes they need to wear, which I guess I screwed up because I grabbed 2 different shoes for Ryan
Oh, no.
in a hurry to get him out
It
of the
happens.
house. Grabbed
It
2 different shoes, but he had his tie shoe. He calls them his tie shoes. So he likes wearing them anyways. But I was like, gonna get rid of them. Janelle and I will go to church. We'll get done with church around 5:35, 5:40 by the time we get out to the car. Find a way to just drive around a little bit, hit Holland 6:05, ready for the surprise. Worked out just how I drew it up. Little concerned because I was here till almost like 3:45. And then finally when like Janelle's like, I'm on my way, I was like, okay, one more beer, and then I got to go. So I run home, shower. By the time she gets home, ready, get to church, plenty of time. And it works out perfect. We hit the car like 5:35. I was like, okay, what's something that's going to...
What time? Wait a minute,
God, I
wait a
was
minute.
waiting for you to bring
What time was it again?
5.
He just said he didn't leave here till 3:45.
35.
That shot my whole thing right in the ass.
David and I were going to fist fight
Why?
because he told me that you had to be at church at 3:30. And then he went, well, no, 3:30, 4:30. You had to go
Yeah,
at 4:30. 4:30. What time did it start?
4:30.
Yeah. It used to start at what time?
4.
5.
5.
Saturday night mass was always at 5.
5 o'clock.
Well,
5:30. Look, that neighbor Doug says 5:30.
I just knew it
But
was
he
3:30.
was fighting. No, God, I ain't. He told me that. I'm not lying to you. And I said,
I left here at
David, I'm a little bit more half Catholic than you,
Yeah,
pal. You know?
yeah. So we get out of church. We go down to the old Quitco there. They got cheap gas. Cheapest gas in town.
We were watching you.
Filling up, and then so we get back in the car, and I start. This was kind of mean of me, but
Okay, go ahead. I hope you're getting there because this.
I start driving back up to 4th Street.
Uh-huh.
And as we're driving up to 4th Street, I was like, honey, you didn't put in a request to go eat at, February sponsor Butcher Barrel or Mama T's. So we're not going there. She's like, well, why not? I was like, honey, there's no way week of I could have gotten a reservation unless we wanted to eat at midnight. So we start rolling up that way. And she's like, well, why don't you just turn left down there? We can see if they got any tables available. And I was like, man, that's a big gamble I'm not willing to take.
No.
So the thing I thought of, because then my brain had to work to get us back to Holland. I was like, we're going to the Selvin General Store. For
Nice.
dinner.
Well, when did you go to Southside Park?
Oh, yeah. I told her.
Because Casey, so Chris and I are watching your location. I've got you in like on the satellite view.
Yep.
And Chris has got it on like the Google Maps view. And he's like, what's this green space up here? And I said, he's at freaking Southside Park.
So we got done getting gas. We got done getting gas.
That's what I thought.
And I rolled down to Southside Park because I had forgotten to take down the signs from last baseball season. And I already knew that. So I just told you, I was like, I just want to roll down. We got some warmer weather. I just want to see what the field looks like. So we went all the way down, like where the dog park's back. And I was like, well, golly shucks, I left them signs up. I swear I took them down. And then we got out of there, started going back towards 4th Street. That happened.
That threw us for a loop.
Yeah.
Chris and I were like, what the hell is he doing
Quick
at
one.
Southside? That's
Quick
what
one.
I'm saying. Yeah, they're going down there for a quickie.
Yeah.
What a ballsy bastard. Still daylight.
Yeah. Hey, no problems. No qualms there. Old lady tank, you can fold those seats down. We wouldn't have a clue.
Unreal.
That's what, because she's like, well, we'll just stop and check. And I was like, that's a gamble I'm not going to take. So I was like,
man, wouldn't that have sucked?
I was like, we're going to the Selvin General Store. And she's like, the what? And I was like, yeah, we're going to the Selvin General Store to eat. And she's like, what? I was like, well, it's really known as a breakfast spot, but they did a big remodel and it's really good. Like, food's great. I said, it's almost like, you remember when we went over to St. Henry there and ate at the bungalow? Like, you don't expect much out of it, but the food's great. You know, the bungalow building doesn't impress you. Sorry to the owners of the bungalow. You guys are great people. Never met you, but I'm sure you're great. So I was like, it's just kind of one of those things. It's just kind of like a tri-state treasure.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, well, what do they have there? I was like, well, we're not going to get fillets, but they got some other stuff. Like, I got food. It'll be good. She's like, well, and we're just cruising at this point. She's like, well, like, do they like sell stuff there? Like, is it really a store? And I was like, yeah, I think so. You know, it's kind of like Nicholson Valley. Like,
bullshit your way out of this one, champ.
I was like, it's kind of like Nicholson Valley up there. You know, he sells great sandwiches, but I think he sells some goods as well. And so we're rolling, and she's like, well, how do we get there? I was like, well, we're going to take the scenic route. We're going to drive through Holland, kind of back way, get over yonder there. Like, no big deal. She's like, oh, okay. So we turned down 161, and like, I'm starting to get nervous. I'm like, okay, you know, everything should be ready to go. I hope they're all out there. We haven't ran into anybody that's coming to Holland that would be like, throw her for a loop. Like, oh my God, look, there's my Aunt Marilyn going by. And where I'd be like, I think she went and got the kids. So I'm sure I would have figured out something. So we get down by the dairy, and I'm looking, and I can see like people out, and I can see the sign a little bit. And she's oblivious to it. And we get to the fire station about halfway, and she's like, you could tell like she's starting to recognize people. And then she's like, and then we stop right in front of the sign. I was like, what's your surprise party, dear? And she's like, I didn't shower. I had my hair down. Like, I was like, nobody gives a
Oh,
party,
yeah.
sweetheart.
It was so funny. She said something like, I can't remember who she asked, but she's like, oh my God, I feel like I'm underdressed or something like that. And they were like, who gives a shit?
It's your party.
Get in there and eat some tacos.
Yeah. So it worked out well. She was surprised. Kids loved it. They ran around and played.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, it was good. But also another big thing this week. I had the opportunity as the guest speaker at the Region 15 Commission meeting, their elected official summit. We talked a lot. We did talk about the podcast. we had some fans in the crowd there. Our buddy Paul Laurie was there from Hopf Outdoor Power.
Paul Laurie, yeah.
Yeah, Laurie. A few other fans. Took a photo with another fan. She was like, I'm going to send this to my daughter. She's going to be so psyched that I got to take a picture with you. And I was like, oh, well, appreciate that. That's cool. But it was good. And when I kind of introduced the podcast, I talked a little bit about how we all met. And I was like, well, like Big Mason and I's driveway, like we literally like touch. Like it's right there. And he'd known this feller by the name of David Smoker. And he kind of told me about him. And Mace texted me and said, hey, we're down here, hanging out. Smoke wants to meet you. And so I recount the story where it's like, I ain't working no. And I didn't drop the hard F. I was like, I ain't working no effing concessions. And they just started dying laughing. So, but it was good. It was a good reception about the podcast and talking about it. And really, I think I talked about the why, because people, we've got plenty of stories that people send us,
Sure.
going through cancer treatments or another issue or, other things, or really looking forward to it. And it was good. It was good.
Good deal.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into it, let's hear from Hopf Outdoor Power.
The month of March is the start to mowing season. Don't fret that the upcoming season is upon us. Look out into your garage, your shed, or your barn. That mower has cut its last blade of grass. Good news is, Hopf Outdoor Power has got you covered. For the month of March, they are running a 20% off new Cub Cadet Pro Series mowers. For those in the back, let me repeat, 20% off. Hopf Outdoor Power also has a great selection of used mowers as well. Don't wait till you can't see your front door from the sidewalk. Call the boys today.
All right, big fella, lead us off.
Well, I didn't really have much to talk about, if you can believe that. But I just kind of popped in my head when I was on my way home from work. Yesterday, I guess it was. I had picked up Evelyn from somewhere. I've got so much. My days are really running together. Like I feel like
February was a blur.
Even after my children like move on and start driving and everything like that, would it be weird of me to like create some sort of this is going to come out really weird, but like a children's taxi cab?
Yeah, that does
Came out
weird.
just as weird as you probably thought.
Yeah.
It was.
Like, I mean, I would
You're going to drive a windowless van?
No, that's what I was going to say. I would
Free
make
candy.
sure
Puppies?
I would make sure that the van that had windows.
Okay.
Yeah, it would definitely have windows. And I wouldn't drive a van. It'd be more of like a mini bus, something.
Yeah,
like
there you
that,
go.
But anyway, I was thinking about pit stops along your way to places. And when I mean pit stops, I mean like somewhere, and I don't know if we've talked about this before, but like somewhere where you could pull over and like safely
Urinate?
yeah,
Not the place with the cricket tanks in the bathroom.
negative. No,
Coming out of Alabama.
no, I'm talking about somewhere that you can stop and take a piss on the side of the road and not,
Casey says every off ramp.
yeah,
It is.
yeah,
It's true.
and not
Every off-ramp.
not go to jail for indecent exposure in the daylight. So I was on my way home from Huntingburg, and I did not have a child. That's what it was. I had went to the grocery store, got a few things, and I was on my way back home. And
So between more for less and home, you had a
yes, yeah, like I didn't have to shit on the side of the road. I mean,
Right.
my eyes were floating, and I knew that it was like I'm not going to make it, and it was to the painful part. You know
Well,
what
you
I mean?
just run down to the park.
Well, no,
you
I
probably stopped at that cemetery.
negative.
like
I
off-
don't pee in cemeteries. That's
well,
terrible.
next to a cemetery.
No. So when you go, like, you turn right there by Mr. Hunefeld's on the old curvy road.
Oh, you turn left there, yeah?
Go by Steckler's Farm and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That first big bridge.
You know there's a state trooper lives
Yeah,
there.
he just right up the road there on the rock.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a long enough area.
Oh, you can see him coming?
Yes, like you got 3 different roads, and they all you can see forever. So like you just get out in front of that your car, and you just piss like on the road or off on the bridge or like off the bridge or wherever. But yet you can see if they're coming down the hill by Gogol's, if they're coming from the gravel road where the
Yeah.
where the trooper lives, or if they're coming out of the woods up there
by the cemetery.
by the little cemetery that you were talking about. So like you got a big vantage point.
Yeah.
So for anybody listening here that's going to bust me out for taking a piss, just leave me alone. And
Hey, fella's got to pee.
I don't make a habit of it, but sometimes when you got to go, you got to go. And I know you've got a pretty healthy commute.
Yeah, I've got a few spots along the way.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
So when sometimes you forget to pee before leaving, and then it hits me about 231 and 64.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a little turn off after that last bridge where that field seems like it's always underwater.
Uh-huh.
There's like where the farmer goes into the field.
231 and 64. That would be like at Huck's and Huntingburg.
Yeah. So we're outside of town where you could turn right and go back to Wagner's.
Oh,
there's
gotcha.
that left
yes,
there.
Yes.
And then there's where the farmer goes into that field.
Yeah, buddy.
Sometimes I just pull in there because it looks natural.
On your way to work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you get a little further along, up on 145, there's a couple little DNR pullouts up there, or DNR areas.
Oh, yeah, like public access
So you just
sites. Yeah.
pull over there and pee.
Look like you're going rabbit hunting, but
Public access site on Division, the PA there on the Little Patoka. That's a place I frequented for piss stops.
Yeah.
Right there, kind of halfway.
So when I worked at the mine and I was at Francisco, I believe I was working at Francisco still. And not only when I was working at Francisco, but I was involved in a duck lease that was down in that going east on Highway 64. There used to be just past the Pikeville shortcut. There used to be like a little produce patch.
Yeah.
That sold like produce down there in the bottom. That was a good, like after they quit selling like fruit and pumpkins and stuff, they just started farming it, but that like the lane was still there.
Yeah.
So you could get down off the highway far enough and get in the corner of that cornfield right there, and that was a good spot to shit. Because like you could pull your truck kind of at a triangular fashion to where you got your truck and then two cornfields in the corner, and you got a little spot there where you can just take a dump. I've done that before too.
Yeah. That is I've
Never
never
shit on the side of the road. Really?
He's a home shitter for sure.
Yeah.
That way he can clean his ears out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I've never had to shit on the road. Always just usually piss because usually I've drank half a pot of coffee before.
Oh, yeah.
Before
And
you
so-
leave?
Well, no, that's an exaggeration, but
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But you got to have those spots, and there's some that'll tell you like top of the hill, like if you're backroading somewhere and you really got to find you a good top of the hill spot where you can see what's coming.
Yeah, you
or
don't want
what's
to be at the
going.
bottom of the hill or just over it and get run over pissing.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
That'd be a wild deal.
Right spot.
But
How'd
yeah.
you get ran over?
Well, stop and take
I was out checking some things, but no, those pit stops,
Yeah.
especially if you're a commuter.
Yeah.
Like I'm a commuter, you got a little bit of a commute, but not crazy.
Right.
But
You know, I don't think Jenna pulls over to piss. She's got a long commute.
Oh no, that women, but they've got nurse bladders,
Yeah, that's
and them some bitches are the size of a 55-gallon drum.
her commute's shorter than mine, which is wild to say.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm 50 plus miles.
Yeah. They're like what 40 cups.
Takes you about 45 or 50 minutes to get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We got about 5 or 10 minutes longer.
That's wild, isn't it?
But you find those spots because they're important.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Anyway, I know it was going to be a short one, but that's all I was worried about, wondering about.
There's a true skill, Dave, brother Dave,
Let's hear it.
to being able to pick out the right Tupperware container for the amount of food you're putting in it.
Yep.
And I'm not good at it.
Oh no.
I'm also not good at finding the right lid when I need to.
Let's see.
Our Tupperware lid drawer
Oh,
is a
no.
mess.
Yikes.
It's brutal.
We just had a huge purge like a month ago, to where like the warden, she took every bowl that we owned and put it out on the kitchen floor, and then opened up or not the kitchen floor, that's disgusting. She put it on the counters and then like pulled the drawer out of the lids and then started matching them. And whatever ones,
How many were mismatched?
yeah, whatever ones that we didn't have, they went in the trash. Like the lids, like if the bowl was fine, because sometimes you don't need a lid.
Yeah.
But if you didn't, if we had a lid for a bowl that didn't exist, then the lid went to the trash.
You know, I would support if we didn't have Tupperware at all here at the house. It doesn't stack well in the thing, and I feel like I'm the only one that really eats leftovers. Nobody else does, and I just assume, chili, put in sandwich bags. If you gotta go to work, that's a good one size. single serving.
Hey, Dave, what'd you bring? This gallon-sized bag of chili.
That's what I mean. Like there ain't no sense in it.
Transport chili soup to work in a Ziploc bag.
Well, I don't reheat lunch leftovers normally. I just eat them in whatever receptacle they're in.
Hey,
So you're sitting at your cubicle holding a sack of chili, eating it.
Hey, Jim, how's that project over there? Dave's got his bag of chili. Oh, looks like you're doing good.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard, Dave.
You're a freaking wild man.
It's just more efficient. You just throw it away. You ain't got to have no dirty ass Tupperware. I don't like heating it up for the same reasons. You always got to wait on somebody at the microwave, or they're waiting on you. It's just real awkward.
So you're taking cold, but you don't eat anymore.
That's fair. This week I've been taking these little one-person salads, and like little $2, salad kit, like a Caesar salad or a.
I must be living up high on the hog. If
Where do you get those at?
Salads?
Aldi's.
Aldi's, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I found them on Walmart, but they're a little pricey out there. But Jenna was buying these things, and
Go
it's
to
like
the poor people grocery store, huh?
it's like a salad kit, but for like a group. But then when you go and you get to work, like I ain't gonna save it, so then you feel like I gotta eat the whole thing. So I ate like 2 gallons of lettuce and cabbage or whatever, and it just ain't no good.
31 miles to Deaconess Gateway, by the way. That was bugging me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good.
That's pretty
good search.
That's
there.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I definitely do not put chili soup in a Ziploc bag to take to work. I usually put it in a bowl of some sort with a locking lid.
Yeah.
And then, do you have any sort of break room area at your at your work?
We got 3 or 4 microwaves in there and a vending machine.
Do you guys have any microwave rules at work?
No, I think it's just general common courtesy.
We
like nobody needs to be in there like nuking their gefilte fish or anything. You know?
well, that's one of the rules because we have a microwave in our office.
No tuna.
And somebody warmed up tuna melt one time, and I hit the door, and
There's just that just literally happened today.
And
Daryl, tell your mom to close her pants.
We went to. I've been trying to eat a little healthier myself.
Attaboy.
Because I've got some issues that I need to work on, and obviously, but I was like, I'm going to have some tuna for breakfast today, or like first break, I'm going to have tuna. So I went to the dollar store and I bought a couple cans of tuna, and then I put some lemon juice and some Valentina.
Valentina, what's that?
Mexican hot sauce.
Ah,
It's really good. And I eat that with like some saltine crackers or whatever, you know what I mean? Well, then I got a can of sardines because a young fellow that's working with us has said he'd never had them before. So I got 1 can of hot sauce and I got 1 can of in mustard sauce.
there you go.
And I told him, I said, you pick and we'll eat the next one tomorrow. And he's like, okay, well, let's do the hot sauce ones first. And he put it on, and I had already got my tuna. Well, I put so I have my own bowl and plate at work that I keep there, and fork and spoon and all that stuff. Well, put the tuna in there, make my little deal. I rinse the can out before I put it in the trash, because you can't just raw dog a tuna can in the trash.
Yeah, it's not polite to do that. Bless you.
Excuse me. So then we get that going down, and then I open the sardines out, and he's like, gonna eat this, and he's like, dude, I feel like a seal right now. I feel like I'm eating the same things that like a seal eats.
Now, do you just eat a whole ass sardine?
100%.
Isn't there bones in there?
No, I mean there are bones in them, but they're like par cooked, that they're just non-existent.
I think people used to eat sardines more back in the day than what they do now.
100%. Anyway, he gets to the point, and he's like, he goes to the bathroom and comes back out and goes in the break room. He's like, God damn, it smells like a fucking aquarium in here. And I don't know why, but that caught me as odd, because it does. Like fishy ass break rooms for people eating fishy ass stuff, like Jason Beatles. God love my buddy Jason Beatles. That son of a bitch would bring in salmon patties like 3 times a month, and he'd put them bastards in the microwave
Oh.
and zap them salmon patties, and the whole building would smell like
were they homemade salmon
oh
patties
yes,
or like bought out of the can?
like real homemade salmon patties, yeah, with like crackers and eggs and fried and the whole works. So he'd heat them babies up, and it just stunk to high hell. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So another thing too with the Tupperware is like the stained Tupperware.
Yep, that's tough.
Yeah, like where are you at on that? Like, what do you do?
We should throw out more than what we do. So trying to cleanse ourselves of the plastics in our life, I drink out of a styrofoam cup, but we have some of those pretty ready looking plastic ones that need to go. But we've got a lot of glass. Usually I go to glass.
Pyrex.
And we got the glass ones too, but we eat real butter. And some days I wish we were country crock people because I can get behind like the sour cream tubs and the cottage cheese tubs and everything.
All right, Grandma.
That's the way to do it. And that's
my grandma washed her Ziplocs out.
My grandma washes Ziplocs out.
The gallon ones.
Not the sandwich ones.
The gallon ones she would pitch.
Yeah, well, after you had chili in them, they get
my grandma would consolidate ketchup bottles. Yeah, like when you got down to the low and to the point where that ketchup bottle that was in use,
7 years old.
Yeah, and the sumbitch would like it would squeak so hard when you'd get you a pile on your plate for your French fries. Felt like it was just going to break in your hand. You know what I mean? They don't make them like that anymore, guys. They really don't.
The ketchup bottles?
No, like people.
Oh.
Well, now the homemade hot mustard is in reused mayonnaise squirters.
Are we going to get it? We're going to get a fresh batch soon?
I'd say we're probably.
I know the patriarch of that kind of T's and P's.
T's and P's. Yeah, we were just talking about it the other day. I told them I was still good for a little bit, but we probably need it. Now they got all those pork patties.
It was good on those pork patties.
Hell yeah.
That was real good on those pork patties.
I forgot you'd come over. Here, I'm going to let up it a little, what do you call it, inside baseball?
We're going to break down the fourth wall.
I was f***ed up from the floor up on Saturday by the time we made it over there. I've never Irish goodbye at my own party before.
That was wild. I had to go find him. So that was the thing. After we had left, we came up to your house, helped you unload the coolers.
Yeah, thank you, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome. Got everything squared away up there. Went back to the house. I think Justine might have went pee or something, and then we ended up coming back out here because God knows we can't not go to David's whenever there's people singing and whatnots.
Yeah.
So we come up here till, the next day, what seemed like. But
I think I went to bed at like 11.
No.
10:30?
No, you didn't get here till probably 10 o'clock.
I'll be goddamn.
Anyway, so he had this whole elaborate plan how he was going to we're going to bring the bacon. The bacons were in white tubs outside on the wood rack.
Yeah, that's where they were when I left.
In the wood rack. And then, when you go in, we're going to bring them in and set them on the concrete floor in the tubs because the slab was still 47 degrees. So we don't want them to freeze solid because then they won't slice worth of shit. And then we got this whole plan. And then everybody's leaving. People are kind of slowly filtering their way out. Of course, we're still here, me and Doug and whoever was still left, singing and ripping and tearing. And then all of a sudden, David just is gone. Where'd he go? Goddamn, he went inside. I thought maybe he had to go take a shit or, wanted to go, do whatever, whatever.
Yeah,
well, then he never came back, never come back. And I went outside to take a piss. Couldn't see him, and I was like, that son of a bitch. And I went in the house to take a shit. And then I was like, I looked down the hallway, and I could see the bedroom light was off, and I thought, that son of a buck. And I poked my head in there, and there he was, just in his skivvies, no blanket, fighter pilot CPAP mask on and everything. And I was like, you son of a bitch. He's like, I'm done.
Well, it's funny you mention that because Thursday night, when we got done recording, Allison hung out, friend of the program, Seth Clem, and new friend of the now that he's been to the lounge, he's been baptized, Mr. Lee Vogler. Mm-hmm. The karaoke got fired up.
Of course.
And there was some tunes sang. And then Dave kind of sat and mellowed for a little bit, and we were just talking about how good life is.
Uh-huh.
And he said, well, I think I got to get up and throw up. I said, okay, buddy, we'll see you. So you see him just kind of run out the door, Comes back 30 seconds later, walks right over, grabs a glizzy, sits down, starts eating the glizzy, gets done with it, pops up. Well, good night, guys. And then
You don't have to leave, but I'm going in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was like, all right,
But
well, see you, Dave.
I've never known. Now, I know several people that are known to do that. Like, I know of list that was of people that have Irish goodbye frequently, like of things.
Yeah,
And I don't know. That's a
I think
wild
it's
deal.
situational.
I've only done
Irish
it like
goodbyes
once or
are
twice in my
situational.
life.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, if there's
it's
a lot
not.
of people around, you just
Yeah.
kind of slip out.
Like
for
everybody's still having fun, but I just realized Saturday night that I
Had enough.
maxed out and I still had shit to do the next day.
sure.
And
Had enough. Had
Yep.
enough.
That's right.
Hey, we're going to take a quick pause and thank you to our buddy Logan Clark, the lawn enforcement officer.
Nice.
Dang.
Lawn enforcement officer Logan Clark of LC Lawn Care and Pressure Washing is readying for a busy season. Whether you need someone to take care of your lawn or need some pressure washing and cleaning of your outdoor spaces, Logan's ready. Logan provides a service. That service makes your life easier. He can save you time, hassle, and the struggle of keeping that lawn cut and those outside areas clean. Small yard, large yard, no problem. Deck or pool patio, no problem. Don't wait. Logan will book up fast. And you want to know why? Because the lawn officer is damn good. All right, Brother Dave, does the crud seem more prevalent since COVID? Did we go backwards by over-isolating?
I just so here's the deal. A couple weeks ago,
We
I
don't
had
talk
the-
religion till we talk
Here we
Well, this
religion.
isn't religion.
We don't talk
Geopolitical.
politics till we talk about...
Geopolitical
Is this
issues.
politics and religion?
I mean,
well, it's
conspiracies.
not religion. The politics side of it. There's
Maybe there could be. I guess I didn't take it that way, but I've been a more
Now, do you think COVID's real? Let's just set
yeah.
that
I mean,
first.
I've had tests that said I had the COVID.
it was made in a Hollywood
Okay,
basement.
say no more. Say no more.
But I feel like ever since then, it's like, well, I'm feeling pretty crummy. I better not go to work, or if I do, I need to like, hey, you guys, But 6, 7, 8 years ago, like back when I first got out of college and I was working at PDF up there in Brazil, like I'd be in poor shit. Lots of people be in just poor shit. I ain't gonna miss work. You're just in there like hacking all over everything.
Well, I think it's
It just shit. I've been shitting my britches all day, but hold on. And then you just go in there, and then you're not worth a shit, but at least you're still at work.
I'll be damned if I'm working in shitty britches.
Not shitting, literally shitting your
I was
britches.
going to say, goddamn, you ever heard of chafe? Yikes!
But all I'm saying,
The diaper rash is real.
Hey,
You're not
buddy,
wearing
when
a
that
diaper.
when that dries, it's going to itch. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
but I feel like 10 or 12 years ago, like most folks just showed up. It was more kind of, goddamn, I feel like shit. The kids have been sick. I'm sick. They were up
Here,
barking. I got
you
the
just-
thing.
you
Well, that's
just-
because you worked around a bunch of meth heads from Clay County. That's probably what.
But
it was.
he just hit the nail on the head, though. Back then, people, it's not over isolation.
no.
It's over awareness or over concern of that kind of stuff now. Like you wake up with the sniffles and you're running to take a COVID test. Like there are people that are that way.
Yep.
And that's where it's become this overzealous thing where like you got a little bit of the crud and you stay home. Well, that could be COVID. Well, 2 days later you feel great and you're like, oh, I guess it wasn't.
Is it?
But
Because
you're
I never checked my temperature before COVID. Like I couldn't have told you if I had a fever or not, unless I was like at the doctor, I guess. But now if I'm like, I'm hacking up a lung and everything.
Thanks a lot.
I'm like, well,
Super spreader over here.
yeah.
but I do know, like, so that's why I was like, I took my temperature, ain't running no fever. So I'm like hacking up a lung and, going through 6 rolls of
It's
paper
kind of like
towels blowing my
it's kind of like the old like first kid versus the second and third kid.
Yeah.
Like the first kid, the pacifier hits the ground and it was like the blue lights and siren starts going off and we got to go find a
Sanitized.
like a isolated, hands cleaning station and ozone. Mayday, 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 and then now like when the second or third kid drops it, you just put it in your mouth.
I never did that. That shit's gross.
Blow it off, wipe it on your
I'll
shirt.
wipe it on a shirt.
There you
Yeah.
go. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think people they're just,
Sensitive to it, maybe?
yeah, over.
Are you still on the T?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then that's a huge thing too.
That's why you're running hot.
No, it may
I've
be.
never had a fever yet.
But the tea is absolutely a reason for your decline in immune system.
Really?
Yeah, like big time.
That
Like, you know how much
counterintuitive.
what do you mean? It's a steroid.
That the higher your testosterone rate is, the more apt you are to get sick.
Yeah, it's a steroid. You're like, when you do that type of steroid, it weakens and lessens your immune system. And the only reason that I know that is because, like, when I first started it, I was sick for like 2 months.
Really?
And Justine, I'd looked into it and she looked into it. And then, like, I even talked to the doctor and he's like, yeah, goofball, it's a performance enhancing drug. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a detriment to your immune system.
That just seems counterintuitive.
It's not, though. It is.
Well, I feel.
I know.
But people that like work out and lift and eat right and eat red meat,
Yeah,
like they're not sick.
They are sick. You're not saying, like, we don't have cancer or none of that shit, but it's like, if you get a common cold, you're going to get a common cold more often than a guy that's not on testosterone.
Well, god dang, so I got to pick between my first period and a cold for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Whether your nipples are going to leak or if you want to, eat some cough drops every now and then.
Gee whiz.
So, yeah, no, you guys buy me some time and I'll pull it up real quick.
Well, anyway, and like I said, I guess I didn't think about this being a political topic, but at work also, like we're super busy at work right now, unseasonably busy actually. Like, it's just been wild for everybody. But like the other day, it's a smaller department, maybe 5 or 6 people, but they were all out because everybody was sick and just couldn't make it in. And it seems like every week there's 2 or 3 people, and I just don't remember it being that. Like you always remember, oh, yeah, it's that time of year, such and such. Oh, yeah, god dang, kids probably brought it home from the daycare, and somebody was always sick. But I feel like last couple years, it's like heavier waves of people, and I just can't. I
think some of your not as zealous workers use it as an excuse. There's no doubt it's easier to use that as an excuse now than it ever was.
Do you think we kill more germs more frequent? So, like, I don't remember, like, Mom, when I was a youngster, if you was barfing, like, she'd hit the Lysol can around wherever you was, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, a bit of Lysol around this MFer. But I feel like now the schools, like, you got hand sanitizer everywhere, not just soap, just hand sanitizer and disinfecting wipes. And maybe that was always a thing, and I just don't remember. But, like, have we killed the good germs?
Used to, when somebody would puke on a school bus, they'd just keep a bag of sawdust in the back and throw it on there, and then everybody just
you want to talk about an obnoxious smell to take you back to your childhood.
It's rough. And then you just have to, like, tromp through that sawdusty puke to get through there. But now it's like they call in hazmat and,
Yeah.
bring
Hell,
the
I remember
foggers in there.
Noses. I got bloody noses bad as a kid. There'd be blood all over Hell's Half Acre. There wasn't no that. Just goddamn Dave, you're bleeding on the kid next to you.
Yeah.
Got in trouble. This kid had his new Nike shirt on, and I sneezed a bloody nose and looked like somebody slaughtered a squirrel in his lap.
Yeah. Well, guess what? His mom worked like 3 days of overtime in order for that boy to get that shirt.
And you ruined it.
I think my mom told her not to be such a try-hard, go to Goodwill
went
like
in there
the rest
and booked
of
it all up. Yeah. Yeah. It says high levels of testosterone don't equate to a stronger immune system. The opposite appears to be true. High testosterone levels appear to hinder the immune system and responses to bacterial, fungal, viral, and parasitic infections.
The deal is, though, I don't have a high testosterone level. I'm supplementing to get to a normal testosterone level.
But when you take it initially,
I've been on it for over a year now.
No. Like when you do the shot.
Oh, yeah.
I would only imagine that it would flood your system with testosterone like that day, right?
I mean, she don't like give me the shot.
I don't know.
A raging hard on it.
I do. God damn.
Right away, huh?
I'm being. Never mind. My mom watches this show.
Yeah. That is exactly
Hornier
true.
than a 3-peckered billy goat. I'll tell you that.
Hey, it is time for the Merkley & Sons Choice Cut Questions of the Week for the fellas, brought to you by Merkley & Sons.
We've been saying it for a long time, but Merkley & Sons is the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. Why they haven't put it on a shirt yet, we have no idea. Spring training isn't just for baseball. Spring training is also for the grill masters of your house. You can't shine in the summer months if you don't start putting the work in the spring. Get your grill ready. Get your burger flipping arm strong. Work on catching cold cans of beer tossed your way with one hand. The gang at Merkley's is ready to provide you with all your grilling meats that you could need. Stop over, say hi, and be ready to be in meat heaven.
All right, fellas. When we called for some questions, we got a handful in. So we're working through them. Our good buddy from over there at Celebration Ice.
Oh,
It's
Mark Seibert.
It's not Siebert. Nope. Seibert.
Did you guys see that comment where he sells 10-pound block ice?
What?
We were talking about ice for the wood stove for air conditioning.
Let's do it. Let's
He
try
says
it.
your good old buddy sells 10-pound block ice all day, every day.
Oh,
Let's try it this
Okay.
this summer.
Hometown Ice does?
No, for crap.
Mark, I'm kidding, buddy. I'm kidding.
He's bigger than you.
We're gonna edit that out. All right. He calls them random dumb questions. Mark, there's no such thing as random dumb questions. We appreciate you being a fan. Phones with TikTok are selling for thousands of dollars. Do you have your TikTok still?
Yes.
What price would you sell for your phone? So he sent these in about mid-February. This was where TikTok, you couldn't add it to your
Jenna
phone.
was bummed.
You know, there's still a way to do it.
Well, it's back now. Like you can just do it.
Oh, you can?
Back.
Because
Back again.
Trump said it's back.
Cesar got a new iPhone 16 before that you could get it back. And then you had to go in and like change your VPN to like Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, it worked. And then he switched it back.
Jailbreak. To answer the question, or Dave, do you have a response there to Mark?
If I'd have known that was a thing when I had my phone, I'd have sold it to the highest bidder. And as long as it was more than the phone cost to replace, I'd have been happy with it.
Yeah, that would have probably been okay.
Basically, what you're saying is you could live with or without TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, you guys will
good.
send me stuff every once in a while, but I'm not on it too much.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably the biggest dead scroller around.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't talk political until we do, but I'll keep it simple. Do you like or dislike Elon Musk's role with the government right now?
It's awful political. I'm a big fan of checks and balances on the people that are supposed to be doing the checks and balances. Not going to say I agree with maybe some everything that's getting done in such a hasty manner, but yeah, it's good to shake things up every once in a while.
Tough spot. I feel that they need to start working from the top down before they start worrying about, the male people and, the John Q blue collar dudes that are just trying to make a living working, that are actually working their nuts off trying to, work for the government as opposed to, Joe Schmo sitting back in a chair making $300 million a year doing nothing. You know what I mean? Shit like that. I think they need to start with not the global elite. Like we can't say that, but like the ones in
Well,
white.
it's only in the country.
Right. But like, you know what I'm saying?
So the domestic elite.
Yeah. Like the ones in what, like the term limit stuff and those
You're
old
talking
bastards.
about policy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about the old bastards have been drawing a check off the government for 200 years to just
Worth $200 million.
vote an aye every time anything comes up just because the Democrats or the Republicans say for it to come up. Like they don't have really any input other than yay, nay, and they show up to their meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think overall, I like the idea. I said it a couple weeks ago, I think, in a final thought about, those are our dollars. We have the right to know where they're going.
Right.
They should be audited. They should be checked. Do I agree with the blazing speed at which it occurs? No. Realistically, that kind of haste creates a lot of the worry around it.
Yeah.
But I think that the audit of it is a good thing. I think it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
I also would be interested to see if the sustainability factor to a lot of these cuts. Is it right now because it was a campaign promise, or is it something that's real?
It's real.
Well, I mean, like
It's reached the local level.
year 3, is it going to matter?
Yeah, we're just going to bring everybody back and then have to spend all the money on the capital
Retraining.
again.
But I'm all for, here's what I'm all for. I'm all for figuring out where we spend money, how we spend money, where it goes, and being able to track how that happens.
Budget.
Because I
Checks
think
and
he's found a lot of things that have shocked people.
Oh, yeah.
I think the DOD spends a lot of money every year and can't show anything for it. Now maybe they can't because it's still not.
Hey, we've
fit
talked about those NGOs and not for profits.
Mm-hmm.
That's who's making the money.
Yeah.
It ain't it. You know, they put that shock list of, oh, it was 20 million for this, or 20 million for Sesame in Iraq. They didn't see $20 million.
No, not even a fraction of it.
Yeah. So that's what's interesting to me. Do you guys still use the Glizzy machine regularly? What's been on the menu lately during podcast sessions?
Oh man, we actually just fired that baby up for the first
That
time.
baby worked
last week. We had all beef and Philly steak.
Yeah. 3 varieties, I think. I think
we?
there was Philly, all
There's
beef.
a whole bunch of them on there.
Yeah. But it was good. We do. I mean, of course, there's only Merkley dogs that touch that thing.
Sometimes, Mark, when we come in and we turn and burn and we knock them out. Other times we got a little time to kill. We'll throw some on.
Hey, and Mark, you're invited. Bless you.
Good Christ.
Goodness, Jesus. Mark, you're always welcome to come have a glizzy.
Yeah.
You just gotta let us know.
Glizzy
hell yeah.
gobbler, you.
No. Lent is coming up soon. What do you guys plan to give up, if anything? Actually, when this airs, it'll be Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm gonna go with the
Give it up beer.
no.
How long do you think you could go? Honest question.
When I was on the weight loss kick in 2019, I went 7 months, I think, and didn't drink any alcohol.
I want
Lost a shit pot of weight, and then the first time I drank
White.
Oh, shit.
that first beer
Lost
back,
a shit ton of weight.
Jenna came back, and I just had a shit-eating grin, and she just grinned real big.
Yeah, I bet she did, big fella.
And I told her, I said, never let me deny me from me again. And I ain't going to do that shit again.
Never let me deny me.
But they say that what do you call that? The shit you're giving up, you're doing that to
Fasting.
there you go, the fast or whatever. It's supposed to be not something you talk about, they say.
That's
that
exactly right.
Yeah.
We talked about this last year about this time, I think.
I'm giving up pornography and cigarettes.
You ain't giving up pornography.
And you don't smoke.
Yeah.
All right. No.
Yeah. No, I'm actually just giving up cigarettes.
We could go through your scroll history right now.
I don't smoke.
It's not pornography. It's just art.
It's art.
Very artistic.
What is the
in
line?
nature.
There's actually
What are you getting up?
there's actually a constitutional law case where it's like, what do you know if it's obscene or not? Because that's the standard. And realistically, the test is you'll know when you know. So it could be art to the big fella.
Hell yeah.
If you know
Real
you-
artistic.
When there's a gaggle of, when it's a Lily Phillips or what's that other
God, Blue,
broad's name?
Harmony Blue, or what
No.
was that? What's that chick?
Lindsay
One of these guys
Lohan.
will know.
What's that chick?
Blue
from,
Bonnie.
Blue Bunny.
Bonnet?
No, there's some chick from Great Britain that did like 1,000 dudes in a day. Yeah,
No, Lily Phillips did the 100. She's the one that then
there's a chick from Great Britain.
It's Blue Bunny.
No, that's a
Blue Bonnet.
Mexican
Grief, I got an
rapper.
idea what she needs to give up.
Good.
Bonnie Blue.
Bonnie Blue.
That's what it is.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly one of them's pregnant.
Oh, the guy?
I don't know. There was
That's gonna be the most wildest show ever.
yeah.
Oh man.
It's gonna be wild. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. What I'm giving up. It's hard to. I've done Little Debbie's for a long time, but I've kind of cut those out of my life.
Bonnie Blue.
Bonnie Blue. I've
That's
kind
what he
of
said there a little while ago.
yeah. I kind of cut. I cut the Little Debbie's out last year. I did pretty good. May do it again, but I don't eat them like I used to. So it's really not. May look at trying to help somebody more. Maybe
Yeah,
that's the way to look
that's
at
good.
it.
Ellie
I
said
like
Ellie
that.
said she was giving up saying bad words. And I said,
Shit.
gosh dang, Eleanor, you do a lot of cussing, do you? No. I meant like shut up or frickin' or
Oh,
stupid and stuff like that. And I thought, oh, okay,
Lint
good.
liquor.
I thought, what that goddamn, I thought you talking about like bitch and damn and piss and stuff. No.
no. Gonna stay off the hard F's, Dad.
Yeah.
Where is your favorite place to get fish on those Lenten Fridays? For me, I hit up Sanders Catering fish dinners on Fridays. They're delicious.
I'll be damned.
I didn't know they
St. Mary's Catholic Church has a real nice fish dinner on Fridays.
Kind of drive through there.
Yeah, the drive-through, that one's pretty
Long
good.
John Silver's isn't bad.
If you can get in line.
Yeah.
Good Lord. If you could take out a second mortgage, the Schnitz buffet is pretty good, but it'll cost you $100 bill.
Yeah, I'm not too picky on it.
Fish?
Yeah, like fried fish is fried fish for the most part.
You know what we really need to do is we need to go fishing,
Oh.
slay a bunch of them, and then we have our own fish fry.
Yep.
Don't you threaten me with a good time. No.
God, I love bobber fishing.
I mean, I
especially
think
when
we
you're
can-
trying to load the bucket up.
I think we can make it work. This one's going to hurt a little bit,
Okay.
and I hate to read it.
Oh, God.
What happened to the tree hopping for all the wanderers that use Lights by Logan? I'm a happy Lights by Logan customer and was disappointed I never got a visit from the Dutchmen.
I told him that.
It's just another one of those things, Mark, that we talk about that we're all full of shit about, and it never happened. It's just a thing that you've got to learn to love and live with.
Mark, you come out here and we'll make it worth your time.
There's still a tree standing in the shop in the lounge
Full of
right
beer
now.
cans,
We can
yeah.
hop
Yeah.
all over that bastard.
Yeah, well, and we a lot of times what happens is future us
best laid plans and
future us don't think about what current us is saying.
No, hell.
And
no.
when you look at the schedule we've got with 9 kids
Pretty
and everything
tight,
else,
pretty
it
tight,
is
pretty
snug.
tight.
With all the snow we got this winter, did any of the Dutchmen go sledding or tubing?
I don't think I took the first trip down the hill because I didn't want to risk walking up and busting my ass.
I didn't ride a sled either, I don't believe.
I did with the kids.
Good for you.
Well, I had to help make the track.
Yeah,
They
there you
couldn't
go.
quite
You got to pave the way.
get that done there. Mark, thanks for the questions, buddy. We appreciate it. We appreciate your support. Always welcome in the lounge anytime you want. You bring a pack of glizzies, we'll throw it on there. We've never turned anybody away for bringing
Hell
glizzies
no.
into the shop.
Mm.
All right, fellas, it's that time. It's been a good one, but it is time for us to do some final thoughts here. And by the way, this is a new sponsor alert, gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
Friend of the program, Melissa Luker of Keller Williams Capital Realty wants to help you either buy or sell your home.
Oh.
Dreaming of the perfect home in DuBois, Pike, or the surrounding counties? Melissa Luker with the Hill team will help you find that dream home. What if you aren't looking to buy, but looking to sell? Good news. Melissa is ready for that too. Melissa specializes in understanding your needs and navigating the local market to make your home search seamless and successful. Kind of like a Sherpa guiding a climber up Mount Everest, Melissa will be your guide every step of the way. If you are ready to start your real estate journey, contact our friend Melissa Luker of Keller Williams Capital Realty. Give her a call today, 812-454-4720. Smoke Dragon, what you got?
Getting real excited about the warmer weather, the milder weather, I should say. There's been some real clear nights. The stars have been out, and you can be out there without a stocking cap and gloves and everything. Been on the buggy a little bit. It's been sitting idle for a few weeks.
Hey, real quick question, not to interrupt your final
you're
thought.
fine.
What's going to happen with the buggy track that you've got here in the front yard there?
we talked about rolling it.
You going to start driving in neighbor Doug's yard and create that to be the track so you don't have the problem, or?
Well, we had a pretty good path beat down right in front of the sidewalk of the house. Like it was turning brown at the end of fall there.
Yeah.
So what I was talking about, we don't know if we're gonna have to mulch it or maybe put some goddamn.
I'll just pave the son of a
I was gonna
bitch.
say road millings or something, but we're gonna have to do something.
Millings. Yeah.
Road mill. Good luck getting some road millings. You're not going to pay an arm and a leg for.
Yeah.
we know a guy.
We have any road milling projects coming up?
I know where there's a shit ton of millings right now.
Yeah, down there.
Neighbor
near
loves
your-
road that he built.
Yeah, we'll just
All
go
of
down there
them.
and shovel them out of that. No big deal.
Hey,
No big deal.
hey, brother.
Why
Love.
the hell's this bald spot in the damn lane back here?
Hey, we
I don't
need
know,
to-
but that golf cart path from Dave's to Doug's is pretty nice.
need to borrow some equipment. Yeah, no problem. Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing going back there? Well, that's what we needed the equipment for. All right, sorry. Go on.
That was about it. Just getting excited for warmer weather. We're gonna have another cold snap, I'm sure. Old Dave Frost, R.I.P. always said it'll freeze again if Final Four ain't happened. It's gonna freeze. Don't plant your garden. So we'll have another cold spell, but I'm ready for that pool, boys. I'm ready.
Big fella.
Yeah. So I don't really have much either, other than just stay focused, stay positive, keep on keeping on, and we're getting to that point in the time of year where there's not much. Things are getting ready to ramp up with the weather. There's not much going on now, but you got to stay positive. New sports are popping up here and there. Getting to the point, tournament basketball for the high school guys.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Haywood. The Raiders got their 20th win tonight against
School record.
school record.
That's
So
amazing, by the way.
It is. It's crazy. Really good. 20-2 so far. And then we'll start tournament play next week, Tuesday. If you are listening to this, we should know on Wednesday, you should know our opponent for the weekend. So go Raiders. Keep your stick on the ice. And that's all I got.
Big thank you here. We're into a new month. We always appreciate it. Our buddy Chops and the crew there at Velpen Trucking and Disposal, Hopf Outdoor Power, LC Lawn Care and Pressure Washing. Of course, our buddies over there at Merkley and Sons. And of course, Melissa Luker with Keller Williams Capital Realty. We appreciate all them. Support them. Reach out. Call them. Dave always puts the contact information there in the description. And Big Fella, when he posts it on Facebook, sends it out as well. Just ready to see green grass.
Mm-hmm.
I have been in a funk. I think I texted it out this week. Just everything bothered me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but then I do know why. It's because I'm ready to swing a golf club. I'm ready to get outside to Southside Park and baseball. Just ready to get winter behind us. I think it's going to be a fun, interesting summer, but it's going to be a nice spring. Hopefully sit around the fire a little bit more in the springtime. But really just ready. February is over. We're into March. In like a lion and out like a lamb, they say. And with that,
Dutchman out.